In the heart of Iowa's Siouxland, there's a farm mom giving the ag community a chance to say, "I love you," in their own words.
I love you for heifer. This was the very first card that I made. People like us know that true love is getting the gate, but even truer love is signing the operating note. It does take a lot of love to sign over a lot of money.
FarmHer is all about the women, and not just any women, but the strong, smart, and capable women who are loving the land, caring for their communities, and feeding the people. This is FarmHer. Hungry Canyon Design is a go-to for agriculturally accurate farm and ranch greeting cards, and Melissa Nelson is at the helm. She's doing so while raising a family, holding a full-time job, and a whole lot more.
She's busy. I mean, she can't sit still.
Melissa's a young mom raising two very busy boys. She has a full-time career, and she has all these little side hustles that really keep her connected to the community.
The amount of time she goes to bed late and is up early is just because she's got to get cracking on stuff.
Before Melissa was a mom to Roy and Charlie, she was a college student, dating her eventual husband, Mark.
I farm with my dad and my brother, and her folks raise purebred Angus cattle. We're just happy to work in this industry and do what we love every day.
And this farm kid knew something very important about her forever love.
Tractors on the cards that I could buy were usually green. I could never give a John Deere tractor card to my red tractor-blooded husband.
So, Hungry Canyon Design was born.
I started out with a red combine that said just something silly, punny. So I would post those cards on social media after Valentine's Day. Friends and family started asking if they could purchase them for their significant others. I also knew just enough about website design to be dangerous as well. So I started a website and I started selling my cards online.
Today, she sells her cards online and in roughly 30 to 40 retail stores. But at first, it was just Melissa and Mark folding cards on the dining room table.
When it first started, we were printing and cutting and packaging every card by hand, cutting and folding every card by hand. We spent a lot of nights just folding cards at the kitchen table together. We didn't have a lot of room in our little house.
A year and a half ago, we moved into a new house, a farm that we purchased that had a nice home on it, and it had a big old basement with no finishing, and we thought this is perfect. This is really nice because I used to have this in a closet, and then I found this piece of furniture, which is like exactly perfect. It was a antique post office mail sorter. Beef cow stuff sells really well, which is kind of my wheelhouse because that's what we do. That's our lifestyle. The best stuff comes from things that are authentic. I do not print my cards at home anymore. I use a print shop in Sioux City that I would not be able to do what I do without them.
Impressions Print Shop has been a game changer.
I think I started coming here in like 2019.
That would make sense because it would have been when we still had members here and they used to fold your cards for you.
Last Valentine's Day, she didn't have the folding machine, and so it was like, okay, here's all your cards, and Amanda was folding, I was folding, Mark was folding, everybody was folding cards.
She is the reason why I got the folding machine. Before I could still manage it by hand, but nope.
And we're very glad to not have to do that anymore.
Well, Melissa is a dream builder, and she'll have ideas, and she looks for opportunities to make a community better, and she'll bring people together to make that happen.
One of Melissa's most impactful ideas hits close to home for many farmers and ranchers.
Our kids go to work with us on the farm and ranch, and so it's always good to know where they're at and what they're doing and make sure that they're safe while we're working. Go get your shovel.
As a mom, Melissa knows that worry. And through her high-vis clothing line, Wait For Me, it's easier to keep an eye on the little ones.
Tell the chickies bye. That high-vis clothing is really nice to be able to scan out around the farm or the garden or wherever you're working, even at the park in town, and you can see where your kids are at automatically. There. You're good.
I'll catch you.
Whoa, he doesn't need pushed by any means. Whoa. So it's called Wait For Me because that's what at least my kids say when we're going out to work. They always say, "Wait for me, Mom," or "Wait for me, Dad." Proceeds from the Wait For Me products actually go back to farm and ranch safety education causes and to families that have lost children or have injured children from accidents on the farm. Our community suffered a loss a couple of years ago, and I've seen it happen to people in the ag community. And so it's something that's very It's a project that's very near and dear to my heart for that reason.
Yeah, put it in the bowl.
Whether farm safety, community connection, or entrepreneurship, Melissa's setting a wonderful example. But she was teaching others about agriculture from the start. Right down the street from the local print shop is Melissa's day job, intern and externship coordinator for the agriculture program at Morningside University.
I want to have a planning meeting with you guys before school starts. We were probably like the only farm kids in our high school except for a handful of others, and we loved sharing about agriculture, what we did on the farm. My first job out of college was starting a agricultural literacy nonprofit called Siouxland Agriculture in the Classroom.
It was a unique opportunity because she was having to create her own job. She was starting a nonprofit with the help of some county farm bureaus up here.
We started it with 4 farmers, and our goal was to visit elementary schools and teach students about agriculture. Eventually, a position opened up at Morningside University, so I started working there, and working at the college made me realize that I really loved teaching and working with specific students that were my own. Kids will bring their parents with them and come in here and basically just talk about the grow towers. So I always pull one of these off and I'm like, look at the roots, like crazy. Like that. They're really gonna love to see that. How cool that is.
Melissa's friend and colleague, Dee McKenna, has a front row seat to this match made in heaven.
I manage the school garden, and Melissa really manages our students in agriculture. She places them in their dream job. And one of the first things that she does at Morningside when she meets a student is says, "What's your dream job?" And she makes that happen for them.
I wasn't an agriculture major when I first came in. So when I switched to be a double major in agriculture and accounting, I came to Melissa right away, and I was able to kind of talk through my decision, and she was there to support me the whole 4 years.
When I work with our students, I get to really know them individually because I truly want them to succeed and love what they do when they leave college.
She really helps them see who they are and what characteristics they have that would make them leaders in their career choice in agriculture.
We require all of our students to work full-time in industry for 7 months because we know that you learn a lot in the classroom, but you really learn out applying it in the real world.
You can see Melissa's passion for helping her students, and it doesn't stop when she leaves campus. She and Dee are always cooking up something new in small-town Iowa.
I really like to come up with an idea and see how it can come to fruition.
She is so forward-thinking and so positive and such a doer. She doesn't wait for other people to do it. She just gets it done.
Getting it done includes great ideas like Rural Route Ramble and the Beef Passport program.
Wouldn't it be cool if we could promote beef and get people to eat more beef and also support our small businesses? Wouldn't it be cool if we had this shopping event where people could come and visit these places that we love?
Melissa is a busy bee, but I'm so glad she allowed us behind the scenes to see how this superwoman gets it all done.
I wouldn't be able to do the things that I do without Mark. We are a team.
You know, a lot of our inspiration comes from working together and feeding each other ideas, and it's a lot of fun.
He has a wit that is good for writing greeting cards.
Melissa turned a Valentine's Day dilemma into a full-fledged business, making sure farmers and ranchers can say, "I love you," with a greeting card homegrown on the farm.
Hungry Canyon cards are for people like me. Being able to provide a product for people within that community has been really cool for me.
Good job, buddy.
This episode is brought to you by Nationwide, the #1 farm and ranch insurer in the U.S.